The world before man. In the beginning, the world was empty, a blank canvas waiting for its masterpiece. There was no land, no seas, no creatures, and no sky. But within this emptiness, there was potential. God, with his wisdom, brought forth light, day, night, stars, and the heavens. Every part of creation had its place. The animals roamed the earth, the trees flourished, and the rivers carried life. Yet one thing was still missing, one being to walk with God, to understand creation, to bring meaning to its beauty. The world was complete in many ways, but not in the way that mattered most. It needed the one who would rule it in God's image. The creation of man. From the dust of the earth, God created man. But he did not create man as just any other creature. God breathed life into him, giving him not only a body but a purpose. Man was made in God's image. Adam, the first man, awoke to see a world made just for him. Yet despite the beauty around him, Adam felt a deep loneliness. He was surrounded by creatures, but none could speak to him or understand him in the way he longed for. His heart yearned for companionship, something more than the beauty of the world. Adam in the Garden of Eden. Placed in the Garden of Eden, Adam lived in paradise. It was a perfect world, lush, vibrant, and filled with everything that was good. He named the animals, tended to the trees, and cared for the garden. Yet, something was missing. The animals were beautiful, but none could fill the void in his heart. God saw that Adam was alone and knew it was not good. Though Adam had been given dominion over the earth, his heart longed for something more. The creation of woman God, seeing that it was not good for man to be alone, decided to make a helper for him. But God didn't just create another being from the dust of the earth. Instead, he took one of Adam's ribs and formed Eve, a companion and equal. When Adam awoke from his deep sleep, he saw her and immediately recognized her as part of himself. She was bone of his bones, flesh of his flesh. She was made to be his counterpart, his equal, a helpmeet for him in this beautiful world. The first marriage. In that moment, the first marriage was established. God himself brought Eve to Adam, and they were united as one flesh. This divine union was the foundation for all future marriages. In this perfect bond, Adam and Eve were not just companions. They were a reflection of God's love for mankind. Their love was holy, pure, and ordained by God himself. The marriage of Adam and Eve was a symbol of the love and commitment that should exist in all marriages, a love that was not to be marred by sin or imperfection. The divine ordinance of marriage. God commanded, "A man shall leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife." This law was established not just for Adam and Eve, but for all of humanity. Marriage is a divine institution created by God for the preservation of mankind. It's a bond stronger than any earthly tie, meant to endure life's trials and remain firm in its commitment. The relationship between husband and wife is a bond that is meant to last for a lifetime. The love between them reflects the deep, sacrificial love that God has for his people. The unity of marriage. Marriage is not just a physical union, it is spiritual. It reflects the unity between Christ and his church. The love in a marriage is not just based on attraction, but on sacrifice and care. In the same way that Christ gave himself for the church, a husband is called to love and sacrifice for his wife. The wife, in turn, is called to respect and support her husband. Together, they are to reflect the love of God, a love that is unconditional, sacrificial, and eternal. The purity of love and innocence. In the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve were naked and unashamed. This wasn't just a physical state, it was a spiritual one. They were innocent, free from sin, and untouched by shame. Their love was pure and untainted by anything that would come after. Their bond was one of perfect unity. They were not just one in body, but in spirit, and their love reflected the purity of creation before the fall. the call to love and sacrifice. Adam and Eve's love was more than just physical attraction. It was a love rooted in selflessness, care, and deep connection. In marriage, as in life, we are called to love sacrificially, to place the needs of others before our own. This is the type of love that reflects God's love for humanity. Marriage is not just a bond between two people. It is a covenant with God. And through this covenant, love is made visible in the world. The enduring legacy of marriage. The story of Adam and Eve is not just a historical account. It is a reminder of the divine purpose for marriage. It teaches us that marriage is not just a contract between two people, but a covenant with God. It reflects His love, His commitment, and His desire for us to live in unity with one another. Marriage.